Good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our channel. I'm Bill. This is Bev.
Hey guys.
Hence B Square. As you guys know, we've been vlogging our Caruso home building process. In the last video we showed you guys, we were making progress. Things were looking really good. We felt like we're getting closer to closing and everything. And then right around the time,
about 3 weeks.
Excuse me, about 3 weeks before closing, I happened to come down to the house and I noticed water shooting out the side of the house. And I'm like, well, maybe, just maybe they're testing the sump pump, you know, because they were wrapping everything up. So I come in the house, and I walk down the steps. By this time, I'm running my video on my camera, on my phone, because I'm thinking, you know, I could come in and this would be something I would be able to show you guys how they're testing the sump pump and everything. Well, I hit the corner, I'm gonna walk downstairs in the basement, and I'm looking, and I'm like, that can't be water. No. About that much water had filled up in the basement. And by the time I saw it, it looked like about 2 to 3 inches had already been pumped out. So the story that we were given is that the sump pump failed. I think they forgot to plug the sump pump up, but nevertheless the production manager said the sump pump failed and he was getting the plumbers to come out and replace the sump pump.
Well, the evidence showed that that's what they responded after Bill contacted them. They said that it was a long explanation, but they tried to get the plumbers, COVID, all kind of excuses, non-excuses, but they did say that the sump pump failed and they replaced the sump pump, and that's why we saw the water pumping. But in the video you guys will see that the battery, the video that
the
battery was sitting across the room
in the water.
So I'm like, how? Yes, the sump pump indeed failed, but it wasn't because something was wrong with it. It appears to us that it's most likely it wasn't plugged in. The battery was not in it. Anyway, so you guys know how disappointed we kind of felt, because this was our fourth flooding issue, not necessarily in the house, but the fourth flooding issue related to the house. The first, I guess if you guys saw one of our early videos where we chronicled the events that we had, there were 3. So the first one,
right after breaking ground. The second one was after they poured the foundation. They literally would pour the foundation, water, it rained, they had to wait for it to dry. Then they did the framing for the basement walls. Then they put the coating on the basement walls, and then it rained again. Bad rain, flooded again. By that time we notified them, and they came out and they regraded the ground around the house. So we thought, yes. So we got through all of that, they put the basement floor in, and they started framing. And then we get almost here.
But the thing is that even with that, and I guess just to echo what I said earlier about you know, the construction, I mean, they know it's gonna rain, they know they're digging a hole. I mean, it's logic that if it rains and you dig a hole, that it's gonna flood with water. And then it happened one time. So let's say that they're thinking, you know, it's not bad, we could pump this and wait for it to dry, which they did. But what happened, they had to wait. So that caused for the delay, because now they had to wait for the ground to dry before they actually, you know, put the walls. Then by the time we talk to them about that, yes, they'll come out and grade, and you would think that this would be on the top of their mind to at least grade this, you know, grade it to the one. So we had these 3 events, and we thought we were out of the wood with the water issue. And then lo and behold, we're excited, because if you guys saw our last video, we were like getting closer, and we were all excited that we're getting closer to closing, because of the appliances were in, everything were in, all of the what do you call it, the AC units,
yeah,
and everything
was in.
It's in the basement. So you could imagine how we felt when we walked downstairs, and these things were like 3-4 inches, just covered the bottom of everything. So we had, you know, it looked a mess. It looked like it was, you know, truly a flood, and the water was there. So we're sitting there and we're like, this cannot be true. This really cannot be true that we're dealing with this you know,
like a couple weeks out,
yeah, before closing. But so we kind of, you know, contacted them, wrote a letter. Of course, they didn't respond back in writing. They called us. They assured us that they're going to have, because I was concerned about mold. I was concerned about the actual, the AC unit, the utility systems that are there that had water in it. I was concerned about that, because the thing is, we closed and they go away, then we're left with this. So they said that they did have someone to come out and look at the units, and everything was fine.
And then the other thing, they had that people come out to check for mold, and they check for mold after, I think before and probably or after, they actually had to let all the water get pumped out. Then they had to clean the basement. They had to blast it because it just looked real dirty down there. There was a dirt line going around the wall. So they blasted it, or I should say pressure cleaned it. Then they put fans down there to dry it all out. And then they had people come in to make sure it wasn't any issues with mold or anything.
So the thing is though, and I guess, I don't know how, I mean, I'm no expert on this in terms of how mold forms or anything like that. We're definitely keeping an eye on that. It's completely dry. It doesn't even smell or have any, you know, residual odor or anything like that. So right now I think we're fine, but we have a bunch of stuff down there right now anyway. So
crazy down there, y'all.
We'll see how it actually, you know, as we progress, if things stay that way. But they did give us a certificate or a document.
Yeah, so we had the certificate saying that it was no mold, and they actually gave that to us, and it's in our closing document.
Right, and then the other thing is to, with all the utility system, we're underwater. We're keeping a close eye on that to really, you know, find out exactly how that is, you know, the life of it, if that will help. Because I know even though they come and they pull the water out, those things weren't supposed to be sitting in water. So we're keeping an eye on that to see how it's gonna go.
But fortunately, it wasn't like the unit wasn't, it was like the water came up to the tray.
Yeah, it was like it actually got into the tray because they had to clean the tray. It was like right at the bottom of the tray. So I'm hoping, we're hoping that it's not gonna cause any long lasting issue, but we got through that. And hopefully we're now on our way. Right, we're now on our way to get to closing. So you guys will see. We'll probably do like what's next? I think we'll do
Nah, look, y'all. We're gonna wrap this video up, and the next video is gonna be an empty house tour. It's gonna be our day of going through our process to get to closing. I think we did a walkthrough inspection and some other stuff, and then we left here. And then we went to closing, and then we came back, and y'all are gonna laugh at some of the things. Some of the stuff y'all gonna be like, really? Yeah. It's still a little more drama with us coming in and moving in and all of that, but nevertheless.
We're here, we're finally here where we're getting ready to go to closing, so that's good.
So the empty house tour, this house flooding stuff and all this stuff.
It's like a baby, you're pregnant and you go through the pain, and then after you give birth, you're like, oh wow. So I think that's where we are. We're ready to give birth, and we're anticipating, you know, the excitement and stuff, because it is truly coming together. It's truly looking good, it's coming together. So we're excited, and I hope you guys are just as excited for us. So we're gonna run a little video, show you the time when I walked in, and then actually that'll wrap this video up. Stay excited about what God's doing in your life, especially if you're being blessed enough to buy a home and experience being able to come home to houses like these. It's just a major blessing. So stay excited about it and stay blessed. In all that you do, stay blessed. See y'all the next time out.
Okay.